Okay guys, today I'm going to be covering something a little different. I'm going to be covering something that happened to me recently. It happened around 6:30 in the morning. I went to Denny's to get something to eat, and the address to that Denny's is restaurant 1990 13136 Sherman Way, North Hollywood, California 91605. Now, I have a bit of a complaint because they advertise this Western sizzle, something like that. You look at the picture and they're advertising quite a good deal. You think, wow, this is exactly what I want. This is a delicious looking meal. Well, I get it, and it's half a plate, and it was nothing like the picture. Okay, all right, I said to myself. I asked the lady, the waiter, Maria, I remember her name is Maria F, maybe something like that. And she tells me that that's the actual proportion. And I looked at her and I said, perhaps that's what you think, but then if you're advertising this and you're giving me a different, and then she tried to imply that that's the $5.99 deal and that's why it's less, and that's even worse because I know that that's not what you do. You know, that's a big no-no. You don't advertise a picture of one thing and then you say, oh, it's because it's a special, it's less. So she screwed up on that end. But I forgive her, whatever. The problem was not that. They would not be willing to look and re-give me another. She didn't even try to say, oh, sir, we'll make you another one. I'll make sure the waiter puts, I'll make sure it's for the proper amount. Well, sure enough, I told her, can I speak to the manager? And her response was, he's not there, he doesn't come until 7. So I tell her, okay, I'll wait until 7. So I waited an entire half hour sitting there drinking nothing but coffee. Okay, I must have drank like 3 or 4 cups, so you can imagine how I feel right now. And he comes in, it's 7:05, so he's late by 5 minutes, who cares, right? I let him know this is what's being advertised, and he gives me the same line, basically implying that everything is based on a specific amount and all that. And I said, I understand that. And I can understand the logic behind that, but the problem is you're not giving me what is advertised. You're advertising a certain amount of meal in the meal, and you're not giving me that. So he tells me, well, don't worry, sir, I'll go ahead, and for this one time, I'll make sure that he puts more. They bring me the same amount. I told them, that's the exact same amount I got last time. And the funny thing, I wish, if I knew this was going to happen, I would have taken my camera, I would have taken pictures, I would have, I would put it up there. But unfortunately, you're going to have to take my word for it. I usually don't complain about this kind of things, but it was bad. It was the same thing. Instead of just being half a plate this time, it was all bundled together in the center. So you still have all the edge around that one plate was empty. So it was the same thing. I mean, it looked great to eat. I wanted to eat it, to be honest. I wanted to just say, F it and eat it. But I was like, no, because this is bad. This is exactly what they want. They're advertising something and then you get nothing in return. You get less of what they advertise, and that's just not right. That doesn't cut it. And I just told the guy, you know what? That's the exact same amount. I'm not happy. So he goes, I'm sorry, sir. He didn't even quickly say, oh, don't worry, I'll make sure he puts more. No, not at all. He just stood there waiting. So I got up and I said, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna buy this. I'm just gonna go. I'm gonna pay for the coffee was like $2.19, and he tells me, oh, don't worry about it, blah blah blah. So that still doesn't help me. So what if it's $2.19? So what? That I'm hungry, and you couldn't even bring that satisfaction. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm gonna go eat somewhere else now. And I'm going to put this on YouTube. And I know I'm not the only one. I'm sure there's a lot of you out there that feel the exact same way. You feel like you've been cheated. And I think we need to voice our concerns about that. So once again, That address into that place is 13136 Sherman Way, North Hollywood, California 91605. I mean, I can't take it out on the manager. He was all right. The waitress, she's all right. The cooks, you know, what are they gonna do? They only speak Spanish, and I'm not trying to be rude, but that's what the reality is. I had to ask for coffee, you know. Luckily, I'm Hispanic too, so I said, "Café, por favor," you know, more coffee, please. But that just doesn't cut it. Yeah, I've been there before, and I never had this issue before. This is the first time that this has really happened. So we'll see. So just post what you want to say. Let me know. All right. Maybe you guys experience the same way. Whatever. Just let me know.